Welcome to the Supplement Engineer Podcast. My name is Robert Chinetsky. We are back with another fantastic Friday chat with Justin Hall of Supplement Snoop, where we recap the weekly happenings of the supplement industry.
Yeah, man, and it's just been another week. The gift that keeps on giving, man. It's just, I think we again, I mentioned to you, I think we need two a week because what's funny too is that I've been noticing a lot of people tag us both
Uh-huh.
when they see products that are just, completely bullshit, which is kind of cool, like in a way, like it's funny, but it's also good that I think people get it, right? They're like, hey, I see some shit out here. Let's get some people commenting on it and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool, man. Like I like it.
Exactly. I always find it funny when some of the companies come on and they try to defend the crappy product, or they,
There
they
goes
put an overly. Somebody will say something negative about the product, and
Jerry Ward.
and then the
Sorry.
brand spawns back. You do you, man. You do you. I'm thinking that's not a response to what they're saying. It's just
Right.
that's complete denial of whatever they're saying. You're trying to change the topic completely.
100%. It's like just you always want them to communicate with you, but then at the same time, sometimes when they do, I'm like, you know what? Like I say this about prop blends sometimes. Sometimes somebody will send me or they'll ask me about a formula, and I was like, damn, they should have prop blended this because full transparency is not the route you should have gone because you should have hid this.
Yeah. Since you brought up the illustrious Jerry Ward and GIFD Labs,
Did I? I didn't. I just coughed.
okay, well then your cough sounded like Jerry Ward. Then I maybe
Oh no,
I've got
that's
old man hearing, so.
no. I heard it's like when I take a shit, it sounds like Jerry Wood. I shouldn't say. I don't even know the guy. I don't even know him. I just see his fuckery online. So
Yeah, I see his shit ass products, and I'm gonna leave it pretty succinctly at this. He put out a new anabolic adaptogen formula called
oh yeah.
T2G Time to Grow. It's a 1.3 gram non-transparent, aka proprietary blend, as we're used to seeing, of three ingredients. We've got suma root extract, cordyceps, and shilajit.
So it says the three main ingredients, but I didn't see if there is an overall. I mean, not that it ultimately is going to matter, but I remember commenting on Stack's page. I said, I, in like a weird way, like okay, I like adaptogens and things like that,
Yeah.
but when you start marketing adaptogens as muscle builders, I'm like, man, that's really stretching it quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure if he had the entire formula.
Yeah, it's just those three on there. There's no supplement facts panel listed on the website, but the product is already listed for 38
Yeah,
bucks. And it's three ingredients, a 1.3 gram blend.
what a
Um,
dickhead.
there are no standardizations listed, and just for the listeners out there, the research-backed dose of cordyceps by itself is minimum 3 full grams. So you're getting a third of that here. Suma root extract, depending on the standardization, you could maybe get by with 600, 500, 600 milligrams. And shilajit, the Primavi shilajit, I believe it's like in the 250 to 500 range. But I mean, this is just, I mean,
Okay, so I'm reading the website here, and so
yeah.
Sumer root has been long called the Russian secret because it was used by the Russians in place of a steroid that okay, so in place of D-bol, they were using this root.
Suma root was
The results were astounding.
astounding.
They kept it on lock for decades, also known as Brazilian ginseng. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Here's the thing. So when it comes to like these roots and adaptogens and stuff like that, very cool stuff, right? I think shilajit's kind of cool too.
Yeah.
It's like a mineral, if you have some absorption kind of things going on. Adaptogens are great. Like, when people talk about KSM and it's sort of test boosting.
Yeah.
So if you block out some stress, that can help with your test levels. But then it's like what they
Correct.
want to do is they want to make another leap and say that subsequent test boosting is going to lead to more muscle. So you're really starting to pile on these outlandish sort of dot connecting things. And when I see some stuff like this, I take it back when I tried to say that I didn't know this is a douchebag product.
Yeah, you're overextending. You're you're taking something and you're trying to just push it too far, saying if this does this, but then you're trying to link 16 other things behind it. You can't propagate something that far. The effects of these adaptogens will be fairly effective in terms of reducing stress and helping you feel a little bit more chilled out and even keeled. They're not equivalent to a designer steroid in any stretch of the imagination. Not even close.
But
Um,
it's like D-ball.
I would love to know who's writing their copy for the website because I'm not sure if Jerry knows the word astounding. That might be a little.
It was a typo. Oh boy, poor Jerry.
This
Like I
is.
said, I
Oh,
don't
and here
even
you go.
know
The
him.
triple. Yeah, we got a typo right here, and there you have the triple with two P's threat that is going to change the way muscle building supplements work forever. None of the standardizations are listed on here. None of the alkaloids they're standardized for. No, you don't even know how much of each compound you're getting. And like we said earlier, cordyceps extracts or cordyceps mushrooms, you need like 3 to 4.5 grams. That's the research back dose that they've shown in trained athletes in the studies to be effective for improving endurance and resiliency and all things like that. Uh, this is this is not worth $38. This isn't even worth $10. This is a steaming pile of horseshit.
I can't believe I gave their website a click.
Yup.
Man, so I feel like what we tried to do before is start with some good, then
Yeah.
maybe some bad, and then end with some good. And you just said, screw it. I just want to just go right for the jugular of the bad.
I saw that last night just when I was doing a little prep for today's show, and I just it's
Fair enough.
anytime I see one of his bullshit products, he is such a charlatan and a shyster, and the company sucks donkey nuts. I hate the products they put out. I've thoroughly trashed his methodology before on BCAAs are cancer fuel, and BCAA supplements are going to give you cancer. I've written extensively about that. Destroyed Primo Cinnamide. That's a hunk of shit pre-workout. It's just people need the. I don't know how big our reach is, but the more people that can understand to stay the fuck away from GIFD labs, the better.
I have nothing to add to that because I think that was pretty thorough. So, uh, okay.
And the good
Robert's
is that
nice and
people.
primed.
Yeah, the good is that people get to hear you and me talk. That's starting off good. So, we start off good by
That's
you and
true.
I having nice conversation, and then we just, no bullshit
That's
around here. This is a no bullshit supplement review.
that's true,
Let's
man.
go.
And I appreciate it. Like I said, there's just nothing. I mean, you didn't leave me much meat on the bone to talk about that product. You really just sort of just crushed it, and then that's it.
Pancaked it to hell. Yeah. So I will let you. We can bring some more good in at this point where you said you got some new goodies this week.
Yes. And let me start off. Actually, I'll save something really cool for the
Ooh,
finale.
ooh.
Um, have you? I just got a package today. Have you heard of Out and Fit Nutrition?
Yes, I have.
So they sent me their new sleep aid that they had to. I was supposed to get it a while ago.
Uh huh.
Actually, I bought this one, but uh, that was the one I think I told you it was originally called like Fading Out,
Yes.
and Redcon didn't like that, so
Yep.
they changed it to it's called Shut Eye. So let me reach over my microphone here. The formula is pretty cool. There's no phenibut in it. Um, One thing that I thought was really interesting that they did was so they have a big dose of glycine at 3 grams, but then they also included type 2 collagen,
Collagen.
which I thought was kind of a cool, a lot of the sleep formulas are starting, they're really good sleep formulas, but they're starting to look the same.
Yep.
And so I thought the collagen, because I think if I remember correctly, the UC type 2 collagen study was they needed like 1 gram of it to yield the
40
appropriate.
milligrams, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think that that's kind of what they're going for here. So I thought adding the the collagen form for recovery with some glycine and stuff like that, I thought that was like a cool way to sort of start off the formula.
I do like that, and that glycine dose. That's the full dose that you'll see from most of the studies calling it out too, or showing
Yeah,
that it improves sleeping and performance the next day, and you'll wake up feeling less groggy and whatnot. So I do like seeing that there. I like the melatonin dose. Five milligrams is kind of a sweet spot for me with that, so I like that.
hmm Some interesting things.
Yeah, I'd like to know what the standardization on the L-DOPA is.
Yep, yep.
That's
That's it.
a little bit of a pet peeve, and I'd like the 5-HTP to be a dash higher, but overall, I mean, it's well, you've got the L-tryptophan in there already, so I guess you can make a little bit of an argument for the some synergy right there, since one is a derivative of the other.
Yep. Um, I did get to. They sent me a sample of this to test, and I only got one. I don't know if it was a coincidence, but man, did I sleep awesome.
Yeah,
Um, and sleep is such a tough thing. It's like I could take a product 2 nights in a row and have two completely different experiences, even with everything else the same. So sleep is always a tough one. People always ask me about it, but I think it's another interesting addition to I would say the sleep, category.
mm-hmm.
And they always what they do is like the other product that I got was their laxogenic product, and it's called Outburst. And they kind of do, I want to say it's a little bit in the same vein of Legend from where they include nitrosogene.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got laxogene 150 milligrams, you have nitrosogene 750, so about half of the full dose, estrogen, bioperine, and lean GBB. So it's kind of like a little hybrid-ish product where, but I always thought it was interesting if you have laxogene, a lot of the problems I think a lot of people talked about in the past was maybe the absorption wasn't really great. So if you
Yeah.
have estrogen and bioperine along with say maybe a nutrient delivery aid like nitrosogene, I thought that was kind of an interesting um, little twist on maybe using a laxogenian product.
Yeah, I like the complementary effects of estrogen and bioperine there. That's cool. Uh, yeah, the outlier is the lean GBB. I guess that's supposed to for some kind of sensory experience, so you feel like you're getting a little heated up or something when you take it, so you might think it's working more.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think most people we still aren't really sure why GBB works, but it's just because it's meant to be taken pre-workout.
Right.
And so my guess is they're like, hey, this is a cool ingredient. This is not the guts of the formula. Let's add in maybe just something a little twist on what has become somewhat of a redundant sort of category because it's like, all right, laxogene. It's like, hey, let's throw. So I don't
Yeah.
know if that's for any specific reason other than here's something cool we'll throw in there, potentially cool.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure it's not overly costly or anything either.
and it
The
was a lot of what I see is laxogene at 100 milligrams when it's like more like 200, especially for a guy, say maybe 200 pounds might be the dose you're looking for. So this one's 150, so it's a little bit more,
Yeah, it's
and
closer to that upper end.
it is 30 servings. So anyway,
Yeah.
I got those two products from them, and they get a lot of good feedback on their pre-workout and their pump formula and stuff like that too. They usually use some pretty good, nothing outlandish, but they solid kind of formulas. So I'm curious. I'm gonna try these out.
Yeah, well, what I'm wondering with the nitrosogene, I wonder if that is the inositol there is there to help, and the silicate are there to help arginine survive the digestive tract and make it be a little bit more effective. I
Yep.
wonder if that complex actually confers any other bioavailability enhancement to laxogenin or laxogenin, however you want to say it.
hmm
Or is it only to that ingredient since it's bonded to arginine? Does it not really interact with any of the other absorption or uptake mechanisms of the other compounds in there?
Right, because I know like inositol dosages were pretty high, like 3 grams or something like that.
Hmm.
Um, but I know it was for things like depression and sort of mood balance and things like that. So I
Yeah,
don't know if I don't know. It's a good question.
yeah. Might be a question for Moody. Get him back on here.
I love Moody.
Yeah. When we get him back on the show, I think we're gonna have to. I'll pull you in for that one too, like we did with Nick, and just make it another trio tour de force.
That would be fun.
It
I would
would
love
be.
to do that.
It
Man, it'd
would
be
make that one go for 6 hours.
yeah, it'd be another 12-hour long podcast. What the heck? So I got that. I got those two products. I got I got the new Core Burn.
Yeah, the core nutritionals burn, correct?
Yeah, Burn X. Now I'll bring it up over here too.
Yeah, I'm pulling that up on the old intro webs right now.
I had a conversation with someone. They asked me about, and we were talking about fat burners, and they were talking about going on a cut. And what I presented to them, I said, think about this in the way. Don't think of a fat burner as this is going to be my weight loss. This is going to create my weight loss. What I was telling this person, I said, to determine what you need, say during a cut or to lose weight, what is it that's stopping you right from losing weight, or what are the effects that can come with being undernourished and lacking certain things? I was like, that's why you see a lot of KSM in these things, because sometimes people are elevated cortisol and more stress because you're really putting your body through a lot of the paces, and what's going to ultimately keep you going is what you're looking for, not necessarily something to burn the fat off you. It's like what's going to allow you to keep that motivation going, whether it's a lot of stims for energy, whether for appetite suppression, or is it your mood? What is it that's going to keep you what derails your progress when you're trying to lose weight? So that's what I was trying to get someone to think about today, but they seem to have a lot of those considerations in this formula, just a lot of different sort of angles it hits.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I mean, the guys at Core know what they're doing. I'm curious why they're putting in the Dr. Oz special of Garcinia cambogia and green coffee extract in here.
They always use the green coffee extract, and it's always at this 50%.
Yeah, I mean, I know chlorogenic acids in and of themselves may have some beneficial properties, but I mean, I think from a fat loss perspective, I don't think it's going to do much that way. It's got more general health benefits, is what you're going to get from the chlorogenic acids.
Right, and I guess that's like my thing is, what do we take? Like, why are you taking a fat burner? Do you think that the green coffee is somehow making you lose weight? No, or is it helping with overall health? You got, say, Bacopa's in here. You got acetylcarnitine. It should help with, when you're trying to maybe an aggressive cut, and your mood or your mental acuity might not be there because you're sort of struggling with hunger and whatever. So
Right.
is this, when people try to determine whether a fat burner is for them, start to think about what is the problem? What is it that stops you? Like for me, I just like to eat too much to like go too low of a cut. So, I would definitely need something for like appetite suppression, which for me, the only thing that really works is if I take a lot of stimulants. So, but they have,
Yeah, I
they
like
have,
the Alcar in there. Um, I'm not exactly sure what the caffeine content on this is, because that yerba mate extract is going to give you some caffeine too, and they
yeah,
don't
I
really
like,
list out what that is.
no, and I like yerba mate. I feel like that somehow people stopped using it a while ago, and I was like, damn, I really like that one. So you can see too, like it's one scoop, 50 servings. So it's sort of suggesting to you that you can use 2 scoops, which would give you about 400 milligrams of caffeine plus the yerba mate.
Yeah.
So that would be pretty strong, but you can still use it at, say, 50 servings per container and still get a decent amount of ingredients.
Yeah. Here we go. In the warning section, it says the product contains approximately 172 milligrams of caffeine per serving. So that's giving us what? Zoom XR is providing 50 caffeine, and we've got 150 per scoop. That doesn't make sense,
No, it doesn't make sense.
because just without the yerba mate, you're getting 200
You have
milligrams of
200.
caffeine.
You have 200 already.
Whoops-a-doodle. somebody goofed up at HQ. That's
Yeah.
We might need to reach out and see what in the hell is going on with that and what the actual caffeine content is.
I think the only thing that would make sense is if there was like 100 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous, and then maybe you have 50 more from there, and maybe 20.
Yeah, it's a 10% caffeine yield from the yerba mate, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I'll bring that up to them. But anyway, it's kind of an interesting formula. It's sort of, like I said, you've got some things for mood, cognition, appetite suppression, things like that. And I think like you mentioned earlier, sometimes when you think about a certain product, I'm almost more inclined to just go with a specific brand that usually delivers or has done their homework in a lot of areas. So
right.
Core usually delivers. And the Core sent me something else today, which was pretty awesome.
Which would that be?
So they, as much as I'm not real big on the functional foods and things like that. They did send me their America snacks.
Ooh, the beef jerky.
Oh, dude,
good stuff.
I'm actually just surprised that my wife didn't steal them and hide them. So they got in one stick. This is the jalapeno pineapple, which I tried. It's legit. It's good, man.
That sounds good.
So what I thought was interesting here too is a lot of people use outright bars and stuff like that. And the macros and the outright bars are not. It's a lot of carbs, which that's fine. But you also have, like in here, there's 14 grams of protein in this one, 4 carbs, and 4 fat. On the regular beef stick one, I think it was 13 grams protein, 4 fat, and basically no carbs.
Right.
So, if you have a carb, snack, people take outright bars. This is sort of if you don't want carbohydrates and stuff. But I tried the jalapeno one, and it was damn good.
It's good.
So I'm looking forward to diving in those. I did not know they were sending those to me. I was like, yes.
That is awesome, man. It's Sandy's a sucker for jerky. She always grabs a big bag of it whenever we go on road trips or something like that. So it's I enjoy it. Does it resemble the shape of like a Slim Jim?
Mm-hmm.
The beef stick kind of looks like that.
Yeah, and what I noticed right away, I'll show you. Looks like this.
Yep.
It's probably not going to be cheap. But what I did notice when I tried the regular flavor, sometimes it's like you have jerky and it's like super oily and like almost like your heart skips a beat because of how much salt is sort of in it at first. This one was super. You could just. It wasn't like that. You could get a lot. It was more beef flavor.
Okay.
You can just taste sometimes the additives, like when you eat some jerky. Sometimes This one wasn't like that. So we'll see, man. I'm sure it's gonna be a premium price tag, though.
Sweet.
So anyway, that's what I got. That was just today. Today was a fun day. I'm trying to think if I got anything else over the last. I don't think so. I think that was it.
Yeah. And then, since we're on the functional food category, the creators of the RX bar have decided to release another alternative type of snack food. Chickpea snack bars. TIG, whatever TIG stands for. I haven't figured that out yet. But this harkens back to the outright bar where the macros are so slanted towards one side. I mean, I don't really see what is much better about this versus like a granola bar that you'd get at the store. Because, I mean, it's about the same. It's a whole bunch of carbohydrates, minimal protein, and some fat.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm not going to have a bar that's 5 grams. Like these beef jerky sticks have 3 times the protein than one of these bars.
Right. And it's for the vegan crowd, maybe. this bar, I don't understand it. The flavors are interesting, but this is not going to taste good. The texture is. I mean, I like hummus and things made from chickpeas and freshly cooked chickpeas.
Me too.
But putting something with chickpea flour and trying to simulate a bar with wild rice, brown rice, and lentils, I mean, you might as well ground up some dirt from outside and just shove it in your mouth. That's what you're going to be biting into with this thing. And I'm not a fan of the RX bars. They're egg white, date, and almond or whatever else the other 2 or 3 ingredients in there were.
Yep.
Those were not good, except for the dark chocolate sea salt. The rest of them were just not good in any way, shape, or form.
Man, I know, like I'm having some ADD kicking, but I didn't realize each one of these boxes of beef sticks has 12 of them in there. I'm gonna see if I can get them to last the week. I really am trying not to eat another one right now, but there was also a teriyaki flavor one. Anyway,
Ooh, I love teriyaki.
I agree. Tig bar, not for me. I guess like the thing with the RX bar is they're one of the few, I guess, when people want minimal ingredients.
Yeah.
That's just basically what the allure is there. But yeah, no protein, no thanks.
Yeah. I'd rather eat real food if I'm going to do that. If I'm going for a bar, it's got to have, 15, 20 grams of protein to it for me to consider it.
I agree. What else we got? EVL giveaway, no thanks.
I feel like ProSups has gone really quiet with their bars because they launched the My Bar and the My Bar Pro, and it seems like there was never much follow-up with them. I haven't seen anything new on them in over a year.
Yeah, I had an interesting interaction with ProSups the other day. Talk about oops and when companies maybe should watch what they say.
Uh-huh.
It ultimately was a very cordial conversation, but someone asked about, I think it was on Stack's page. I made a comment that I can't remember. I said something along. I said I just really don't think much of ProSups. I've never seen anything. Oh, is there a new test booster pre-workout or whatever?
Pre-workout piece of shit we destroyed a couple podcasts ago.
So we were talking about amino acid products, and I said, well, they're hydro BCAA. I said, people like it. I said, it's only got 7 of the 9 amino acids in it. And I was like, and it's proprietary blended. I said, so I can't really comment. I said, I don't think it's a very good option. I don't even think I said that far. But so they responded to me with like a question or like, the thinking emoji.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what's your, what? Right. I gave them like the shrug. And so they messaged me back and they said, oh, our amino acids have this much of this much of this, and they listed all 9 amino acids with the dosages. Yeah. And I look on their website, and I was like, well, your website says differently, right? It says this. And they responded back, oh, well, we're moving to a more transparent label, and this is a product coming in the future. I was like, well, how the fuck am I supposed to know that? like you're literally on your website says something different. I was like, so maybe you want to do a better job explaining that. And ultimately, like I said, it was a cordial conversation. They took my criticism pretty well. But I was like, well, hey, because they said they were going to also be doing the certified for sport kind of thing. And I said, hey, that's cool. I said, we appreciate that. I said, not disclosing amino acid dosages at this point is a joke. And if you don't have all of them in there, it's kind of weird. So it's good to see them at least step up a little bit. But same time, their pre-workouts were trash. So
yeah, that at least that the Test Hide or Test X or whatever the hell it was called was garbage. I think one of their other ones is a decent one though. I don't remember
the icon one.
Icon ones, yeah. I was supposed to get a tub of that and I never got one. I need to talk to Brittany over there and see if she's still working with them as their social media manager.
Yeah, I've never really. I think I've sort of said too many bad things about them in the past.
I liked their Hydro BCAA flavors a lot because that came out at the same time as Primeval's EAA Max. Those were like the 2 hot EAA products at the time a couple of years ago. And I thought that Hydro BCAA's flavoring, I don't know if it was better than Primeval's, but it was damn close, if that. Now, granted, both of them have small amounts of methionine in there, so that's the hardest thing to cover up.
I don't even think Hydro had that in there.
I don't
They only
remember
had
if it did.
7, and I think they left out tryptophan and thiamine.
Cyanide. Okay, yeah. But their Miami Vice
But
flavor was delicious. I do remember that. Um, your
you
boys at
said,
Insane Labs are releasing something to help with mental health.
hey man, you skipped past Extend Keto and Keto Energy.
I was gonna save that for when you were good and riled up.
I think, yeah. So, um, psychiatrist. And I don't know if you saw my story. So someone asked me about Insane Labs, and uh, I was like, they are trash. They are a piece of shit company. I was like, someone asked me the day before, what companies do I avoid like the plague? And I said, this is an example. I said because they are a plague for the industry.
Yeah,
And I explained why. Their products are sickening prop blends, but they also constantly have been caught like putting things in there and uh, not disclosing them. Their dosages are usually way off the ingredients, so they've been caught multiple times. They just get away with shit because they sue everyone. So it's like, and they do their own manufacturing, which is crazy, like how they got the money to do that. But this one, psychiatrist, is improved mental health, and I see they're going the CBD route. So this is a big bag of. I fucking hate this product already. So,
yeah.
but I don't see a label or anything.
No, it's not out yet. Um, Honestly, they have Candyman CBD gummies coming. Um,
Awesome.
yeah, this is. I I don't know if you can make that claim that says improves mental health. I wonder if that's. I don't know if that's kosher with the FDA. Somehow, I don't think it is.
Yeah,
I
that's a
think you
good
can say
question.
promotes mental health, but I don't think you can say increases, or I don't think you can
Yeah,
actually say
because
that.
yeah, that's good because yeah, hmm,
Yeah.
you could put like hey mental health on there or something like that, but you can't technically say improvement. We'll have to get Nick. Let's ask Nick. Let me ask Nick. I'm gonna send him a message right now.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
because
yeah,
that's bordering on clinical stuff when you start discussing mental health. Because I don't think you can't even say something like Vaso 6 or citrulline improves cardiovascular health because that's making a health claim. You could say supports blood flow or something like that, but you can't say or encourages blood flow. You can't say anything regarding health claims like that. Uh, we
we'll get
tackled
Nick on the case.
yeah, we tackled the extend keto shenanigans last time pretty thoroughly. Now that we have the full, uh, I
$60 for
60 bucks
20,
for
60 bucks for 20 servings.
yeah three
Oh,
bucks for 7 grams of BCAAs and 6 grams of
what a bunch of
BHB salts,
douchebags.
and both of them are 60 bucks, but one of them gives you caffeine, so there's a little bit extra in the other one. But they're still the same price. I don't get that.
Bunch of assholes over at that company.
Yeah, whoever's uh, prostitutionizing the extend keto line is, I've got to wonder, man, or just the extend line in general. This is bad with the extend PM, the extend keto. They got extend energy drinks, which I think is just BCAAs in there. Oh,
Yeah, I said on my stories the other day, somebody asked me, and I said, honestly, maybe Sivation did a couple things sort of back in the day. I don't know. But since they become Extend, they have not come out with one product that was worth a shit. Like
yeah,
even their protein has added BCAAs to it. It's
correct.
like you can't even do protein legitimately. So
Yeah,
anyway, um,
yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not.
I don't like those products. I don't like Insane Labs, dude. We got to find something good here to talk about. This is bad. Um,
Well, this is the role we've been on. They're just in the post Olympia weeks that we've seen. It's There's just been a stream of just shitty products that have been released. It's either crappy functional foods or fake functional foods, or just really bad supplement lines.
well, I'm
Um,
hoping Olympus Labs in some point in the next century comes out with these products that they've been talking about for a long time because they'll probably be good formulas. They said in this stacked article, so they are coming out with a protein called Promises, And
I
you
find it
know
funny that
that.
they're calling it promises when they told us these products were going to be released at the beginning of the year. And
Oh man, that's great. I didn't even think of that. Wow, damn.
yeah, they've been hyping the shit out of these products since like January, and we're now in October.
Robert just dropped the mic, and I guess I'll just maybe try and talk about them a little bit. Yeah, because they have levels, which we heard about. Yeah, what in January,
Yeah, I've seen the
and
formula for levels, and it's a solid formula.
that's
It's just, come on, guys.
yeah, and I mentioned this too. I think I talk to those guys every now and then. I like Alex. Alex is a great dude.
Yeah,
He said to me, he said, "Hey man, like if you ever need to know anything, like just ask." I was like, yeah, "But I ask you, and you tell me the same thing. Like just wait, just wait." What the fuck does that mean? Like
yeah,
it's I think that just kind of, and it's not just them that does it. I see not only just supplement companies, but companies in general, because you have to try to stay relevant. So you have to constantly, yeah, wait till we're gonna do this. Wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. It's like the over promising, under delivering thing is like the biggest no you can possibly do. So
correct. Yeah, at least if you want to maintain a loyal customer base.
they still
Um,
will probably release some cool products though.
yeah, yeah, the formulas are always solid. It's the logistics side that I always wonder if that's buttoned up or not. The flavors that they are hyping for the release sound pretty good. They got Bombsicle, which is a raspberry cherry lemon. Is that what an actual Bombsicle is? Like
So
bomb pop and all that stuff, or
the bomb pop flavor that I keep getting is cherry, lime, and blue raspberry, I think.
okay,
Yep. Yeah, because I've had two. That was another thing that I tried recently was Full Blitz.
mm-hmm.
They had the new Rocket Pop or whatever flavor. It was good. And then the Axe and Sledge HWMF flavor is a bomb pop, and it's the same as like cherry, lime, blue raz. It's
Okay,
pretty good.
interesting. The cola, I'm curious to see how Berry's Gone Wild is a dark berry cola for Olympus's upcoming non-stim pre-workout. Uh,
See, now that's
yeah,
something that I'm really interested to see, that No Mercy product they're talking about, because if there's one thing we know about Olympus Labs, they always, whether it's ultimately a good thing or ends up, in the dust kind of thing, they will always go find some sort of new ingredient to run with.
yeah,
And I'm curious to see what they deliver when it comes to a non-stim. I'm really, really curious about that one because they've been talking about that product for a very long time.
yep.
Um, Man, I think even back, we visited them like a year ago, and I swear they were talking about it then.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about a new tropic also, but they they always seem to pull some sort of kind of thing out of left field. So I think when it
Yeah,
comes to non-stim sort of pump and stuff like that, I'm curious to see if they're just going to go with another, say, obscure. I don't want to say obscure, or if they want to take another nitrate source, like
mm-hmm.
vegetable or whatever leafy vegetable, and call it something new, or if they're actually going to try, because at this point we've seen all the pump mechanisms.
Yeah,
Like, so it's just sort of what other different way you're going to try to do that mechanism. So they always do
correct.
cool stuff though, so I'm curious to see how they attack that.
Yeah. Well, this is a good one, and it kind of bounces off. So we've got some good. We've got the Swift Stims reveals their stim-free pump pre-workout, Vasix.
I did. Somebody asked me about that the other day, and I Swifton's. So
This is
we
this
got
is this is a step in the right direction.
so we got 3.5 grams of citrulline, 3.5 grams of malic acid make up that. It's not bad. 2 grams betaine, 1.5 taurine, 500 agmatine, 750 nitrosogene, 7 pink salt. Not bad.
Yeah, I
Uh,
like the Elevate TP in there. That's an ingredient I always like that I feel is not used enough.
I agree. I was just talking about that ingredient today. Someone else. It's pretty, yeah, pretty the same. kind of actors. No, not that that's a bad thing.
Yeah, I'd like to see either the agmatine or the nitrosogene dose bumped up. Just scrap one of the ingredients and go full bore with the other one. Go, take agmatine up to 1,000 or bump nitrosogene up to 1,500.
I don't know how I feel about that much taurine in pre-workouts. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like taurine, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one. You would think you would get a pretty decent pump from this one.
Yeah. What I find interesting is that everybody has kind of flocked to this pink Himalayan salt trend, but there's no data substantiating any of the claims behind pink Himalayan sea salt, that it's a bounty of minerals and all of this other stuff. Yes, it's a more natural source, so if you're scared of man-made iodized salt, then sure, go for that. But all of these magical properties, that it's loaded with all of these bountiful minerals and all of that stuff, none of that's actually that rooted in research.
Yeah, I think it's kind of one of those things where they can't put on here, hey, salt, because people will be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Because we know, like we talk about it all the time, like pumps can sometimes be drastically overcomplicated. Like I know if I eat a big carb meal the night before and I'm in a warm room the next day in the gym and I have some salt and some water in me, my pump is going to be legit. So it's like, but they can't just say, they want to make it seem like a healthy salt.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it is a kind of a trend that I do kind of like. I think because a lot of people have avoided salt to their detriment in the past, because it got so bastardized and like it was this taboo thing, like you can't have salt, when it's like, man, you're kind of robbing yourself of some things. But when people get on there and say, yeah, pink Himalayan salt is gonna cure cancer, it's like, okay.
Yeah, I think this label might need a compliancy check too, because I think you need to list out the mineral yield of sodium up at the top.
Yeah, I don't see sodium on there at all, and if you have pink Himalayan salt, you definitely have sodium. So
yeah, I think that's the reformulated stim bomb. Okay, well that's a little bit further down the list, but here we go. 3.2 beta alanine, 500 NALT, 300 alpha GPC, 250 caffeine, 200 milligrams urea gerensis, and then it's got the N-phenethyl dimethylamine in parentheses. So are we getting the full 200 yield, or is it just standardized for that? So we're not really sure on that. 200 milligrams of you and I's favorite ingredient, L-theanine. 150 of the 40% yield dynamine, 150% of the 40% yield teacrine, 133 of Infinergy, 100 milligrams of Avena sativa extract, 50 milligrams.
I don't know what that is.
It's wild oats. It's a wild oat extract. So they've come up with their own trademark name for their extract. 50 micrograms. This is what I don't get. This is what I was looking at this the other day and I saw this. We've got 50 milligrams of caffeine citrate, so that's another 25 milligrams. The whole thing gives you 400-ish, I would say, or thereabouts.
350.
Yeah. Ish. And then it says 5 milligrams of huperzine A. That much huperzine would kill you.
Right.
So if it's 50 micrograms of huperzine, that might be different, but they're missing the 1% standardization, or are they just using a generic Huperzia serrata extract, and they're just hoping there's some huperzine in there.
Well, right, because it says they're using the aerial parts extract, so they're just using that. Well, and it kind of ties into what we were just saying on the last product. See, I really don't know how I feel about these guys. I've seen their line and I've seen some things that, on the surface you kind of go, okay, but they do some things that I don't know, man. Because exactly like what you're talking about there, we know it's not 5 milligrams of huperzine A, right? Because exactly, like you'd be screwed.
Correct.
And I get it that it's a 1%, kind of thing, but at the same time, they're just lacking some information, like not having the sodium content when you're using pink salt. Like little things that they do that, or each time. So urea gerensis, why would you list why would you list what it's being pulled for, but you're saying Ariadrens is 200 milligrams? Well, it's either one or the other here, right? Because it's like you're putting one of the PEAs in parentheses.
Right.
It's just kind of confusing. It's like no, it's Ariadrensis. Don't put that on there, or put the PEA in there and put how much of that you're actually getting. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I don't know. It's just kind of confusing for no reason.
If a company can't get a compliant label out, or they're notorious for overlooking things, makes me question what's really either going into the product, or do they know what the hell they're doing?
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So, and I've even talked to like company owners, manufacturers and stuff but I'll pose a question. Another thing about Swift Stims that I'm not sure how I feel about this. So, Swift Stims has a Vaso-6 capsule.
Yeah.
Okay. They were like one of the first companies to do it. It's always buy one, get two free. We know Vaso-6 is an expensive ingredient, right?
Yep.
Now, I ordered from them Vaso-6.
Mm-hmm.
I also got Vaso-6 from Dynamic Evolution. Okay. Dynamic Evolution, they're both 300 milligrams.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a capsule. There's no other inclusions. I wish I would have taken a picture and shown you, because I showed a couple other people. The serving size on Swift Stims was one capsule, and it's one small, very small capsule. Mm-hmm. Dynamic Evolution was two capsules, and they were big capsules. I was holding them in my hand. So the Vaso-6 300 milligrams in Dynamic Evolution was two large capsules, and then the supposed 300 milligrams in Swift Stims was a smaller one capsule. And I was like, I don't see how this is possible.
Yeah.
Because it's like they're not, Dynamic Evolution wasn't adding anything to make the capsule bigger or anything like that. The inclusions were basically the same. I was like, either you guys don't know how, I don't know. It's just red flags like that to me that I noticed. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. So when I see other red flags on their products, especially when you see sales, like buy one, get two free of Vaso-6, like, no.
It's an expensive ass ingredient. Any company you talk to that knows what they're doing and looks to put Vaso-6 in their product will comment about how much that adds to your tub of pre-workout. I mean, it's going to add $2 or $3 to the product by itself.
Yeah, that was something that I sent that to a few people and no one could explain. I even sent it to Matt Nickerson. I was like, does this make sense to you, man? And he's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
because this doesn't look right, especially when you also consider the fact that, the lawsuit that was brought against them. It's like, well, what product got tested? And are people taking liberties with patented ingredients? And are they just saying that that's what's in there? And then is that what Thermalife tested, was a product that didn't actually? So I don't know, man. That was one thing that made me real wary of this. And to be honest, that's what I tell people too. When I see something like that, I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong. They don't do anything with the rest of the line that you can't find elsewhere with companies that do have strong manufacturing and compliance and things like that. So why would I go there? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and a proven track record in the industry too. Like if I get something from SNS is one of the other companies that has a bulk Vaso-6. Mm-hmm. And I've used their stuff for several years, and I know the lengths that Steve, the owner of SNS, goes to ensure that they've got their quality product, everything is ship shape and all of that stuff. So it's, And plus, if you've ever seen the bulk, I've gotten the bulk capsules from a Vaso-6 direct from Compound, and it everything in there, it's just one little capsule, and it's like an orangey reddish kind of powder that's on the inside of the capsule. So I don't see, and each capsule contains 300 milligrams. So I'm not sure why you would need two giant ones either for that.
Well,
that's your only
I shouldn't say it's not giant. It was like just two normal ones, and then the one from, it was just odd. And I don't know which.
They both raise a red flag to me.
So Stack did just post something that I do like a couple minutes ago.
Oh, there you go, ruining the flow. There you go.
Limited blacked out version of Berserk. Coming later this month for Halloween. Have you ever used Berserk?
No, I have not.
So I wonder if this is they were DMHA. This one's still, they made a new version with isopropyl norepinephrine. I haven't tried that one, but this limited edition is still DMHA. So DMHA is still being produced, obviously,
Yeah.
from NutriCap and things like that. So, uh, this pre-workout, I actually used it yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and the energy's pretty good. But man, the pump
Yeah.
on this thing is nuts on Berserk.
Really.
Yep, and they use the erotic acid,
Uh-huh.
which you don't see really anyone use for some reason, and I
Yeah.
really like that one. The beta, they use like the beta O, I think it was
Yep.
called.
Yeah, I'm looking at the older label from when they the November 3rd posting when they released that, and it's 7 milligrams of citrulline malate 2 to 1, 3.2 grams of a combination of beta alanine and orotic acid. I'd be
Hmm.
curious to know what the makeup of that is. How much is, is it 1.6 grams beta alanine and 1.6 grams orotic acid? Is it 2 grams to 1.2 grams, whatever it is?
They do say in this new one too, they're upping the citrulline malate from 7 to 10 grams.
That's a lot. That's,
I'm telling you, the
yeah.
pump on this thing is nuts.
Glycer pump at 2.5. That's the old one. Okay. Interesting.
So, but it's a really, that is a pre-workout that has really withstood the test of time. I mean, people still, that was a year ago that they came out with this. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, November 3rd, 2018 was the original
Yeah, man.
Berserk release.
Not, I mean, not a whole lot of pre-workouts make it a year where people are still buying it consistently. You know what I mean? This
Yeah.
one, people still love this thing.
What do you think of the trend to do these limited edition special holiday flavors? Because we've seen that happening in the industry for like a solid year or two now.
I think it makes sense because it's kind of like, what else what else are you going to do to get people excited, right?
Yeah.
You release some sort of limited edition and then people run and buy it rather than leaving, say, the regular Berserk on the shelf. After a year, man, and this just speaks to the ADD of the consumer or also the desire to just try new pre-workouts.
Yeah.
So it's like, rather than Black Magic saying we're going to, or Mile Blocks does this all the time. It's like, rather than releasing a whole new product, let's just tweak it a little bit and make a special edition,
Mm-hmm.
do a limited run at the manufacturer, and it gets people excited. They
Yeah.
just, people go new, cool, buy it, and then, so I mean, it is what it is. But I think if I was a company, I would I would probably do stuff like this too, just because it keeps interest within the products, and it's pretty easy for them to do it, at least from what I understand. Like, you can
Yeah.
just do there's a pretty low risk with doing stuff like this,
Yeah.
even though ultimately it's usually more just novelty than anything.
Right. I decided to delve back into the cesspool of a few pages back into Stacked, and if you're on what page is this? Page 4 is, I think it gets the turd of the week special of the page of the moment right now, where you've got, so we already covered the stem bomb from Swift Stems. You've got an HMB formula from Nutrex, which we've seen countless studies coming showing out that HMB
Well,
doesn't do
why?
shit.
Right, and promotes lean body mass in what world? There was like one study that it helped prevent breakdown, like they were like MMA fighters or something like
Yeah.
that, but they always market it as some sort of muscle builder, and it's not. And if the entire point of your workout is to break down your muscles to rebuild them afterwards, the only way, shape, or form that I could see HMB being having any benefit is if you took it maybe before bed. But that's if you're in some sort of ungodly protein deficit or something like that.
Yeah,
I can't believe HMB.
even if you're dieting and you're still consuming enough protein each day. I mean,
Right.
I think Schoenfeld and them just did a study at the end of last year showing that they compared leucine supplementation to HMB and to HICA, and none of the three of those did anything as long as you're getting
Yeah.
enough protein. It didn't promote lean mass or defend against it any better.
Well, and then also leucine head to head, I do remember reading this say leucine was more effective than HMB anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Just if you use it, so it's like
Yeah. So why pay for the metabolite then? Yeah. Don't be scared of the boogeyman. That leucine creates a very moderate rise in insulin. It's transient and at best.
Nutrex is starting to do some weird things. So what was
the next is 13 Lives releases a test boosting nootropic.
awesome?
I've never even heard of this brand, and it looks like it won't be around for very long.
50 milligrams of horny goat weed. Okay, so if you're looking for, so a carrion is what you're looking for, right? In horny goat weed, a carrion, if I remember correctly, is 10%. That's if it's standardized.
Right.
So that would give you 5 milligrams.
Yep.
Which 20 and 30 milligrams is usually, but it is an expensive ingredient, so I see why people wouldn't use it. But 200 milligrams of cordyceps. Didn't we just say 3 grams? 4 grams?
Yeah, 350 milligrams of long jack, or I'm sorry, 350 of fenugreek, 240 of long jack, 400 of lion's mane, and 150 of boron and arginine hydrochloride. I can't think of a more useless ingredient aside from HMB than arginine.
Well, especially at 150 milligrams.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an Australian brand.
Pretty much everything that attaches testosterone boosting to it
Yeah.
is probably a bag of shit.
Yeah. And right after that, the next two,
oh, God.
Halcon CBD and caffeine infused sour gummy bears.
Oh, look at all this shit right in a row. CBD and caffeine infused gummies and ketone infused fat burner and hemp oil drink. Oh my God, there's so much.
Yeah, the Stoked from Bang, their CBD infused energy drink.
I did try that, or you knew that.
Oh yeah, you got the you're getting your inner sorority girl on by drinking the rosé flavor.
Yeah, I was wasted, man. I was wasted out of my mind. It was amazing.
Did you notice any calming effects from the CBD?
Absolutely not. Fucking useless. If anything, I was still amped up because I was pissed off I was even drinking it. So, if anything, it had the opposite effect on me than was the intended effect.
Oh man, this is a Canadian brand, I think. This Keto Fire, yes, Canadian brand Beyond Yourself. So we'll get Mark and Moody on the call for this one. From Iron Brothers. These Canadians. You got 2 grams of L-carnitine.
500 milligrams of the ketones?
500 milligrams of BHB. Calcium BHB at that. So,
at least some of these other places have like 3 or 6 grams.
This is garbage. 1,500 milligrams of CLA, which 1,500 milligrams at best is ineffective and at worst could be causing some poor metabolic health outcomes. 150 milligrams of caffeine, 150 milligrams of green coffee bean extract.
It's pretty bad, man. Pretty bad.
This page, as it currently exists, is the turd special of the week.
So we were actually having a long conversation about this. Let's do some information about this MTS, because I even tagged Mark Lobliner in one of my stories, and him and I talked about it a little bit. So someone asked me, they said, hey man, did you see Mark Lobliner is releasing an isolate that's 91 servings, that's $50 or $60? I think it was $60. And my first reaction, I was like, I find that hard to believe. I said, are you talking about machine whey? Because it's a concentrate blend. And I said, so I tagged Mark, and Mark was like, that's what we're doing. So it's a 91 serving isolate for $60. But there's a couple of things to know before you run right out and buy it. And not this is a bad thing, but they dropped the protein content from 25 grams to 20 grams. So what I told people, I said, you might want to consider total servings times protein per serving. Then you have your total protein per tub, right? Then maybe consider, where you're at when it comes to price. But then this is just the launch price. It's going to go up to $75, I believe. So it starts to make more sense. Not that there's anything wrong. It's still 91 servings of a good quality isolate from a good quality company for $75 is still pretty good, even if it's at 20 grams. I still like it, but it's just maybe a little bit of extra information that people need to know, to things to take into consideration when it comes to it.
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems like they're trying to pull one over on the consumers.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, Mark is a sharp guy who knows how to market the hell out of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why they're trying to say Mark Lobliner hopes to make isolate great again with his next protein powder. MTS already has had an isolate out in the past. And Mark has beaten the drum of why concentrate is so good and isolates are overpriced before. He's gone on the record and said that before.
Yeah, because his other protein is a concentrate.
Exactly. So it's, and I think the outright bars even use a concentrate. I'm not sure if it uses isolate or not. I think it just uses whey protein concentrate.
So anyway, I figured I'd pass that along because we did do a deeper dive into it.
Yeah, that information is good. I don't like that. I don't like that. I mean, most people know that a typical scoop of protein has around 25 grams. So, how many servings are you losing? What if we back this out to 25 grams of protein per serving? What would that give us?
What was that, 20%? It's 20% they're taking out, and then that math, and
why can I not get this to work? I'm trying to do the interpolation right now. Am I doing this wrong?
So you would get roughly 72 servings. Say if the total in the tub was 1,820 whatever grams of protein, by 20 you get 91. So 1,820 grams of protein divided by 1820 divided by 25 is almost 73 servings. So in comparison to a lot of other ones. So at the end of the day, compared to a lot of isolates, you will get 73 servings for $75 once the launch special is over, which is still not bad. $1 for a good quality isolate, still a pretty good price.
Yeah, I mean the MTS flavor systems are some of the best on the market, so it's I like that. I like MTS's flavoring technology, and I like the MTS way. I'm just not nuts about the little marketing tactic for this.
And Mark is a smart guy.
He is. He is.
So I went to the next page here. After the Insane Labs Candyman gummy crap, what do you think of Furious releases its emoji product with the? I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna look. I'm not even gonna look at the formula because I guarantee it's crap. But I was like, this is genius marketing, because their last product was a digestion formula with the poop emoji on it, and this one is a essential hard all natural personal stimulant with the eggplant made to look like a dick emoji, which is I borderline want to buy it just because that's pretty awesome.
The formula is shit.
It's $20 for a bottle, which is interesting.
550 milligrams of L-arginine, which is leading
poop,
160 milligrams of tribulus, which is poop as well.
This is still a horrible, god-awful formula, but God bless him for the marketing.
Yeah, another smart marketer with a shitty formula.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Please don't buy this, people. Please don't buy this.
Yep, not even for the novelty.
Cage Muscles releasing a pink lemonade flavor.
Yeah, I don't care.
Pitbull Labs. What is this? Triple X pre-workout before it's released. What is the pop top on there?
I don't know. I feel like Ben from Price Plow tried this pre-workout already. But I did not listen to what he had to say about it yet.
Have you ever tried anything from Nutribolics? I have not.
Nope. They have some cool. They usually have good formulas though.
Yeah, they're still one of the companies that uses Dendrobium, and I feel like that is 2014.
They're Canadian brand.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they usually do good stuff. I like the half a gram of lion's mane that's going to be coming out in this new Supernova formula. Dendrobium doesn't really do much of anything. And in the old pre-workouts, what you thought was Dendrobium was an amphetamine derivative.
Well, of course it worked.
Yeah. And then 350 milligrams of DMAE, which again, we both kind of are meh at best on that ingredient.
Yeah, especially at that dose. I think what the one Gorilla Chemist includes it in his one. I think it's like 800 milligrams.
Yeah, and Sam at Pitbull included it in his original formula of the Pitbull Labs pre-workout at 850.
I think Vasoblitz uses, or Full Blitz uses it at like 750 or something.
Yeah,
Also,
that's the sweet spot. That 750 to 850 range. That's usually a good dose for it.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I got anything else to talk about. Any other products? I know I was out of town for a few days. I'm trying to think. I came back and I think we already talked about everything that I had.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be getting some Titan whey protein coming in, but I mean, I think it's coming in from Australia, so it's going to take a little while to get here.
Oh yeah, that's that unicorn shake or something like that, right?
Yeah, so that'll be a little while coming here. This week I got some stuff from SteelFit, but it was the essential stuff. You know, I needed some more multivitamin and creatine, so that stuff came in. It mixes well. I used a scoop of it today, so you know I can report that their creatine monohydrate mixes very well.
I did get I ordered 2 tubs at FSU. I love that thing. So I actually ordered 2 tubs. Chris sent me the first one.
Yeah.
And I ordered 2, and
I still need to try
I think
that.
that was it. Yeah, it's pretty legit. So, on a good note, if we want to close out the show on a positive note,
yeah.
Are we going to do some kind of live whatever thing on Saturday? I think what we're going to do is we're going to drive up in the morning.
Okay.
I think the event starts around noon.
Yeah, it starts at 12 and should end at 4.
It's going to probably take us about 3 hours to get there. So we're not going to like rush around since it's going to be kind of an all day thing, but we'll hit the road sometime in the morning. And then I don't know if we're going to stay the night or not, but we'll hang out for the day and kind of see how it goes, man. It's going to be fun.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm pretty sure the hotel room I have has 2 beds, so if y'all need a place to crash, there is if things get crazy with the LSU game, I don't
Just
know.
need 1 bed, man.
Yeah. Okay, well then good.
Beds.
Well, can I be Little Spoon then?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Right?
Right,
it can be that's
all that matters.
The sandwich. Yeah, I think it's not ideal for us to drive back, but we might have to. That's the only problem. So I'm not sure how it's going to play out. But we will be there one way or another for sure. At least for a little bit. So it's going to be fun, man. I have not been to a pollen yet.
No, I haven't either. It'll be a first for both of us. It'll be exciting, and I'm excited that you and I finally get to hang out in person. And if things are right, maybe we can get in a workout while we're there too.
No, it's not going to happen.
Probably not.
No.
There's going to be so many people there.
No, I don't. I'm not going to be working out there that day. If I do go to the gym, it'll be early in the morning here. And then I'm more thinking like old fashions rather than going to the gym. Like I like where your head's at. Like, hey, let's go get a workout in. I'm sitting here thinking, hey man, let's go drink some whiskey. But
that works.
You know, one or the other.
Either one. Well, yeah, that'll work. We'll curl the old fashioned up to our lips and then do a tricep extension to lower it. So we'll do it that way.
There you go.
There we go.
We'll do them symmetry.
Yes.
So that, and we're gonna watch LSU because I watch Miami, so I want to see an actual college football team play. And so did you hear what happened in the Miami Virginia Tech game? I didn't even know this.
No, I didn't.
What happened at the end?
I heard something happened, but I had not gone back to actually see what in the hell happened.
Okay, so I turned it off early because they turned it over 5 times in the first half, that's tough. Their quarterback had 0 interceptions this year. He threw 3 in the first quarter, but they said he had a separated shoulder, and it made sense watching because I was like, man, what's wrong with this dude? So anyway, Virginia Tech was up like 35-14, and Virginia Tech sucks. Yeah. And so I turned it off. We went and did something else. Mm-hmm. Come to find out, this is with like 7 minutes left to go in the game. They're up by 21. Turns out Miami tied the game. Okay. not only did they tie it, so then Virginia Tech ended up taking the lead again. It was 42-35, and from what I gather, Miami had the ball with like 10 seconds left. They're like basically on the goal line,
Yeah.
and Virginia Tech stops them. So game's over. ESPN leaves coverage, goes to another game, and everything like that. Turns out there was 1 second left,
Oh,
so
gee.
they had to bring everybody out on the field again, and Miami fucked it up again. So, but
Toyed with
ESPN didn't even have the coverage of it because everybody thought the game was over, so they switched. But then
Jeez.
I read later on they had to bring everybody back out and for one more play, and then Miami still didn't pull it off. So
What a waste. What a
yeah,
waste.
so we'll watch maybe some actual college football.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm a little nervous. I mean, Florida always gives us a hard time. Their defense looks ridiculously good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, they put a hurting on Auburn this past
That was
weekend.
surprising.
So I thought Auburn could go in there and give them a better fight than they did, but
Yeah, because I mean, you saw Miami should have beat Florida easily.
Yeah.
I mean, Florida looked awful, but they got a different quarterback in there, which helps, and their defense is good.
correct. So it should be a good game, and fingers are going to be crossed for the best. And I'll have my LSU jersey on with pride. Hopefully, we find a good spot to watch the game, and if not, we'll just buy the stuff for old fashions and drink in the hotel.
There you go, man.
Do it that
I'm
way.
I'm up for whatever. No, it's gonna be a good time, man. I'm definitely excited. We're gonna have a blast. Too bad your wife's not gonna be there, but that's okay. We'll take just you.
That's fine. I know she's the looks. I'm just kind of the nerdy guy that says something funny every now and then.
There you go.
There we go.
My wife will be there though. She's super excited. She goes to all this stuff with me because she loves it. So
Yeah.
it's really cool. So we'll both be there.
Excellent, man. Well, I'm excited to see you and the missus, and we'll get into trouble in downtown Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Downtown Jersey's fun, man. Love it.
Awesome, buddy. Well, then have a good one, and I will see you in a couple of days.
Sounds good, brother.
All right.
See you.